Hey, my sugar bears, welcome back to my channel, Bougie AF. It's your host, Jay Nicole. It's where I say stay bougie on them. It's me feeding you feminism for the soul. It's my soul food offering. It's where I apply pressure to issues by being critical and logical. Now, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, let's get to the commentary where I can guarantee you I will be doing too much because that's just me. And like Sheree said, who's gonna check me, boo?
Hey y'all, it's your girl Jay Nicole, and you're tuned into the Bougie AF channel where I say stay bougie on them, and I'm serving you feminism for the soul. Don't forget to check me out on them people's Instagram at OG_Bougie AF. I'm also on Twitter at I'm_Bougie_AF, where it's like my diary. You know what I mean? I just be on there just tweeting away, probably inappropriately, or not inappropriately, but using the app incorrectly. Oh man, use it how the fuck I want to use it. All right, so let's get into it. So as you can see on my screen, on your screen right now, we are going to get into a conversation that was recently had on the Joe Budden podcast that has gone viral. And it is Joe Budden and Ish getting into argument. I think it's a good listen. Joe Budden sometimes does have great conversation on his show, goes viral. And, Joe Budden is a man of a lot of contradictions. So we are going to most definitely get into clips and, his interviews and stuff like that to break that down. As Danny from The Stop, go check his YouTube channel, I would say, do the science. All right, so I'm going to start the clip. And y'all know how I do here. I'm going to stop, give up some commentary, backstory on me and my thoughts and opinions on Mr. Joe Budden. Super fan. I even have video of me going to see him when he came to Boston at the Wilbur in People's downtown Boston. That's when it was the original Rory and Mal and Parks and Joe Budden, and I was a fan that was listening every week. I mean, I didn't miss an episode. I didn't miss a minute of it. I really loved that show and what I thought someone was trying to stand on in terms of Joe Budden and his whole advocacy for independent artists and people owning their shit and, labels not screwing people over. Little, or maybe me just being naive and realizing that, when niggas get in position, they kind of behave the same way as they say white supremacy does in terms of screwing people out of, money, right? There's no way getting around that Rory and Mal got screwed. Period. Joe could have owned this show. He could found the way to pay them residuals on the Joe Budden podcast network and the shows that are still out there that he still continues to make money off of. So I don't see it any type of way. And someone who sat on his show for so many years that, talked about people not getting their just due and getting their money. I just don't understand how he doesn't see that he literally did the same thing that he was trying to advocate against. On top of that, there was times, we all knew his past and stuff like that. And I'm going to do this spiel every time because, until I get the followers up and y'all really kind of get an idea of who I am and what I'm standing on. Because I'm standing on business, right? King Harris. I'm standing on business when it comes to the things I believe in and, my personal principles, right? So one of those things was that we all knew his past about women, him being a womanizer, and he always talked on his show as though I'm trying to do better and, and grow and stuff like that. And it was just like real stuff that was coming out in like real time, like, you know what I'm saying, in real life that shows that was a lie. Right? From Olivia Dope to Scotty Beam. Situations with Bridget and the other podcasts, like it just was a damn lie. How he still has not learned how to respect and be around women and interact in a way that is not misogynistic, sexist, and uncomfortable. All right, so that's a little spill. We're going to get into this clip. Let's go. If y'all don't know who these people are, I made a little flyer because we don't want no copyright problems out here in these streets. So we got us a little flyer on here. So I think the dark-skinned person is Ice. The light-skinned person, the dark-skinned person sitting next to the guy in the pink is Ice. Ish is the one in the pink sweater, the real light skin, high yellow one. And then there's Melissa Ford and there's Joe Budden standing behind the couch that you guys see. Now, my personal opinions, I'm not quite sure why Ice is on the show. I don't think he really kind of brings anything. That's my own personal. Ish, I think his logic on some things, and I did do a video before, and there's another video that Ish spoke about something, and I feel like he contradicted himself, but I just have to go back and watch a couple of videos to mesh him so I can fully develop my thoughts and opinions on some of the shit that he be saying. And Melissa, I think she's just your token light-skinned girl. Beautiful face on the show. I don't know. Like, I want to make sure I give people their flowers, and I'm going to give the video vixen her flowers. She looks beautiful on the show, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm not impressed. I don't know why. I feel like I liked her better on Uncut, Hollywood Uncut. And I think she likes this better than Hollywood Uncut. But I don't know why her personality seems so much stronger to me. I don't know. I just felt like her personality was stronger on Hollywood Uncut. And I don't know if it's because it was probably easier to get in there and let more of your personality come out when you're talking about like a 3-person panel versus, well, how many people here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there's Parks on the mic. And I think there's some Manny guy, I'm not sure, off the mic too. So we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Parks and the Imani guy. So then we're talking about like 7 people, right? Really trying to stand out. So I'm not even going to kind of blame her. I think this whole setup may not be doing what it should be. This whole setup is going to be hard for certain people outside of Queen Flip and Joe Budden to stand out or to either grow themselves in this type of like podcast capacity because it's just too much people here, right? And if you're not a big personality like Flip and Joe Budden, yeah, it's gonna be hard to stand out. And even Flip has his own thing outside of this too, and so you know how big of a personality and how how strong he is at just being able to, he could stand on his own, right? So, all right, let's go. Oh, the backstory before we get into this is that Ish and Joe Budden are getting into it over their friends in real life, right? So these are the replacements. These are 2 real life friends that replaced the old 2 real life friends when business got too deep. So now he found him too. He brought in 2 of his other friends, meaning Ish and Ice. Got them on the contracts, right? So they know they're employees from the giddy up. I'm sorry, y'all. They know they employees from the giddy up and they can't own shit because, this is the house that Rory Maul and Joe Budden has built in Parks. So they know they coming in as employees. It was a shock for Rory and Maul to be employees after helping a nigga come from the bottom to the top. I mean, it would be a shock for anybody. Okay. But anyway, let me get back into it. Joe Budden and Ish, the one in the pink shirt, are getting into it over principle, really, a conversation talking about your man's inappropriateness with an X side, whatever, and just Joe Budden just being the hypocrite and manipulative ass person that he is, and trying to, you just gotta, when you see a weasel, I don't even know how to put shit in words sometimes. You just gotta watch a weasel, okay? So here we go. And I'll just remind you, when I was listening to Joe Budden every day and stuff like that, I did not watch the visual back then. I literally, because I used to sit at work, do my work, and just let it play in my ear. So for me, even sitting on Clubhouse, those are more like podcasts to me, like, sitting, listening, and doing my work. So that's something I have always done. So that's why I think more or less, even when I am at work, people are like, oh, what's wrong? No shit wrong. I'm thoroughly entertaining myself. I have a lot going on in my head and in my ears that I'm listening to. So for me, it's just, they're like podcasts. So my point is, I used to just sit and listen. I will say it became a different type of, I was able to pick up different things when I actually started to watch it visually. And I did not start watching clips and stuff of the show visually until around the time that shit was falling out with Rory and Maul, right? Because I think if I would have watched it I was watching it before then, I probably would have been able to pick up on the different. I think I would have picked up on the tension between the cast, because I didn't pick up on it. So when you hear them talking about how, who was it? Rory was like, "Yo, you want to fight?" or something like that. It didn't come across as if though something was wrong listening. It felt like banter. But going back and probably seeing it visually and probably seeing the expression on Joe Budden's face, I probably would have been able to pick that up. But okay, so that's just wanted to throw that in there.
You can't though. You can't though.
You better.
If I used to date her before,
How you get that?
listen, I don't listen. Any girl, I don't give a fuck who she is. If I used to date her before, she could have been my girlfriend.
Well,
nigga, if she want to give you some box, that's her box to give. I can't police that box.
Stop it.
No,
Stop it.
Hold on.
You better stop it. You better stop it.
Hold on now.
Because I'll get that bazooka right out that
You
closet.
can't though.
Nigga.
You can't though.
You better stop
I
it.
stand by that.
You better stop
now,
it.
Now, I stand by that.
This thing.
There's
Stop.
no bazooka to get.
Stop, y'all. I played it.
It's not.
Because if that was the case, then why would you ever be questioning me about why your ex is at my house?
Boom. Because you made the statement that you would never.
Okay, before they fully get into it, I have not gone or wanted to do a podcast in quite a bit with other individuals, right? Now, it is tough doing a podcast with friends. And I don't know if it's even tougher to do it with strangers though too, right? It's just tough, like to find the right chemistry, to find strong personalities, to find people who aren't intimidated or jealous or all of that, to mesh with, to come together, to share your thoughts and opinions. And where people don't feel personally attacked, or if you're just giving your opinion about something and if someone doesn't feel like, how can I explain it? I may be talking some fly shit and talk about, yo, I don't like this type of person because they do this and this and that. They're ghetto, like ratchet. I mean, like, let's say I'm just describing or talking about something that I don't like, and this person's ghetto, ratchet, and all this other stuff. The crazy thing is about people, if they identify with that person and can identify with like behaving like them or liking them in general, they'll feel as if though you're personally attacking them instead of the fact that you're actually talking about a specific person and something that they specifically did. Not you don't even know that they move like this. You don't even know that they have that in them, or they even identify with that type of personality, but they'll feel personally attacked by that. And that's hard. And I think for a lot of people, if I'm talking about a hood rat that I can't fuck with because of certain reasons and blah, 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 and I'm like, fuck that bitch and all the other shit, what I find is that people, oh, so you think that about her, you probably think that about me. Well, bitch, do you do what she do? Because you're right. But at the same time, you as somebody who's speaking on your opinion about a specific situation aren't intending to hit them. And a lot of people, when they feel hit, they take it personal, even though it's not directed at them, right? So for me, if I'm specifically talking about someone or a person or just people I may consider ratchet or ghetto, I'm not talking about you. And I don't, basically what I'm trying to say is I don't think people know how to separate that. And it's really hard in that type of form. And if I'm showing up as me, doing me and expressing myself how I want, I'm not looking for you as a podcast host to show up just like me. I'm looking for you to show up strongly as who you are, right? Hold your positions. And that's that. I don't need you to agree with me. Like, I wouldn't even want somebody on a show with me that I think will 100% agree with me across the board. I don't think that's a good dynamic, right? They're going to, and even some of my best conversations aren't with people who 100% agree with me, because I can't learn from people who just agree with everything I agree with, right? So there's this girl on Clubhouse. We would voice message each other and talk about different topics. We talk about different things on Clubhouse and different people and stuff like that, the drama and stuff like that. But there was different things in terms of like politics, like Israel and Palestine, that would come up. Now, me and her could sit and have a conversation about it, and there are going to be things we don't agree. Like there were specific things that we did not agree about, and there was those things that we could agree about. And I did not feel like we walked away like. I never walked away like, oh, I can't fuck with her, or what's wrong with her, why she think that. No, that was her opinion, and I got to grow from listening to her be able to communicate and express herself, right? So I don't think a lot of people, and I'm going to say that it's going to get a lot of people mad, I don't think a lot of people that try to be in these conversations, in these spaces, especially some of my own black people, have the tools and the ability to hang in conversations without feeling so fucking offended by everything. Like, I don't want to talk about nothing. Like regular people, I don't. I'd rather, if I know, at least if you come in on the show, you are saying that you are interested and you have the ability to have conversations and stuff like that. But outside that, in my regular day life, or even at work, or even friends who I've had, you know what I mean, hung out with and stuff like that, very rarely do we get in conversations. I mean, very rarely do I get in conversations about politics, history, any of those things, religion and all the other stuff with regular people. Because I know my strengths, right? And I know the average person is probably a layman when it comes to different topics, so no need to really kind of go there. So it's not I'm better, but it's like, I know that some people can't handle a difference of opinion.
Never do that.
I wouldn't do it.
But you did.
No, I didn't.
So let me answer you.
Now you flustered.
No,
now you flustered, looking stupid.
I'm not even.
Now you looking stupid.
No, listen, I don't, listen, any girl, I don't give a fuck who she is. If I used to date her before, she could have been my girlfriend. Nigga, if she want to give you some box, that's her box to give. I can't police that box.
Stop it.
No,
stop it.
Hold on.
You better stop it. You better stop it.
Hold on now.
Because I'll get that bazooka right out that closet.
You can't though. You can't though.
You better stop
it.
I
stand by that.
You better stop it.
Now, I stand by that.
Let's take it.
Stop. There's no bazooka to get.
Stop, y'all.
It's not.
Because if that was the case, then why would you ever be questioning me about why your ex is at my house?
Boom. Because you made the statement that you would never do that.
I wouldn't do it.
But you did.
No, I didn't.
So let me answer you.
Now you flustered.
No,
now you flustered, looking stupid.
I'm not even.
Now you looking stupid. It's a dialogue. It's a dialogue. So your ex is at somebody's house. It's her pussy. It's her pussy. Why? It's a dialogue. Why you cursing and screaming?
Because you always do this.
Why you don't have to scream? I'm your friend. I love you.
I'm gonna be a church mouse.
I did not do that to you because I love you.
You asked me a question, and then when I went to answer it, you cut me off. That's what took place.
This is a dialogue.
I know, so let me answer your question. Dialogue, man.
The name of this is this.
You asked me a question, let me answer.
Catch your breath.
We had a conversation on what to do. No, don't let them deter you. Don't let them distract you. We had a conversation on what I would and wouldn't do. Joe said I would never do X, Y, and Z. I started laughing. It was on the podcast.
Yep, I remember.
I started laughing. So Joe like, what's so funny? Ha ha. I'm saying, yo, you would do that. He said, no, I wouldn't. I said, yes, you would. You had my ex in your fucking house filling up with hookah.
That means I was trying to fuck your ex.
But no, you said I wouldn't entertain a nigga ex. Joe's comment, you not moving the goalpost today. We're not going to get into a screaming match.
And you screaming.
Oh, we're here.
You moving it and you screaming.
I don't even talk to the girl, my man's exes. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
That's a fact.
Am I wrong?
That's a fact. That is what you said. I'm saying it.
And I'm saying you lying because you have talked to my exes before. I didn't say I gave a fuck. I was pointing out that you did it. That you were in your house with my ex bitch of 9 years smoking hookah. So you sitting here lying. I didn't say I mind because again, if she don't mind, who the fuck am I to mind?
Well, hold on, but you kind of mind a little bit.
No, I don't.
I totally agree with Ish, right? Because it's that being a slime and then trying to get on the podcast and come across as this solid ass dude who don't cross people and do little shiesty shit behind people's back. And with his history, we know he do shiesty shit. So keep it 100 and say that you do move like that, right? It's just saying I don't care, but don't be a hypocrite out here. right? Because this comes across as hypocritical, right? Whatever the reason that girl was at your house or whatever, and that doesn't mean that you fucking with her. There's some of us, and I'm one of those people. Like, my exes or anybody I fucked with or anybody that I kicked it with is off limits to somebody who I'm close with or who I'm friends with, right? Like, I don't need to be around anybody that I think is coveting and wanting to be with people that I used to be with. Like, I don't want to, like, girl, because I would then think, like, were you being genuine when you gave me advice or any of that? You know what I'm saying? What role you may have played in any situation, because people are grimy and will try to sabotage your situations, right? So, it's a no, and it's not because you are hurt over an ex, but I want to feel comfortable with you. Right, going forward, I want to feel comfortable with you. I still want to be, clearly, I want to be friends. And to think that my ex may be a reason because you want them, you've been wanting them, no, there's no trust there. And it's not because you own a said individual after you mess with him. But like, how could I fuck with you after you've been in my ear telling me that this nigga ain't shit? Leave him alone. When you be the one that's been coming and bringing me information about that nigga, like, how does that make sense? It does not make sense. I'm trying to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you some things I've been through. Shit don't make sense. You said that nigga weren't shit. You brought all this information. You introduced people. You spread that man's business. You told about that man's children he don't want to claim. You told all of this shit about this man. You had a nerve to be wanting to fuck on him? Oh, no. That's a no-go. That's a, like, how? You seen the inside of his heart? Like, he different for you? Like, help me understand. And then you get, that just means that when you get around him, you like, she don't understand a man like you. I know who you truly are. You a good person trying to change. Like, you start rapping to a nigga, like, trying to build him up. After you've been telling the next bitch he ain't shit. Alright, y'all, let me go and play this, because I'm going to just keep on cracking. Yeah.
I'm telling Joe that he's lying about never doing that.
Yeah. So you didn't care initially when you found out?
Yeah. She told me. I never approached him. I ain't give a fuck.
But she didn't tell you.
She did tell me
She
that.
didn't tell you.
You're wrong.
Then why was she there?
I don't know. I don't know why she was there.
She could have left that out.
I never even grilled it. How would I find that out, Joe? Either you had to tell me or she had to tell me. Who else told me?
But hold on.
Years later, she goes.
Yeah.
But she didn't tell you.
He's trying to say she didn't tell you initially. That's why I'm
lost.
If you're a business owner, then animated.
I didn't say the time. I didn't even speak. I wasn't speaking to the girl.
Why she was there.
I wasn't even talking to the girl.
But your girl of 9 years never told you why she was there. And then you start questioning your man on the podcast.
I didn't question my man.
See, that's where.
Stop.
That's where it's different.
Now you're moving the goalposts.
I'm
not moving the goalposts.
You are.
Tell me how. I'm asking like.
You're moving the goalposts because
it's a dialogue.
As usual.
This is a dialogue.
Make me be the argumentative one. Go ahead.
So look, you're moving the goalposts because his point is not that you were there talking to his ex or whatever. It was you said I would never do that, and he's proving to you did do that. That was the point.
Stop right there. Maybe he misunderstood me. What I said here, which is I wouldn't fuck none of y'all exes. I wouldn't try to fuck none of y'all exes. It's the same thing I'm saying now.
That's not what you said back then.
Then what did I say?
You said, yo, I wouldn't even entertain them. I wouldn't talk to them. You said, yo, you felt funny going in the strip club talking to Imani's old girl at the bar.
That's a fact.
Just saying hi.
That's
like, I wouldn't entertain them. I wouldn't do none of that.
Joe Budden would not entertain and would feel uncomfortable conducting conversation with any of y'all exes. So if a conversation...
I don't like this is so dumb to me because it's like a big contradiction, and like he literally, like, Joe Budden really thinks that he makes sense right now, and that's the scary part of it, right? Like, if he said he wouldn't do that with Imani's ex, so why is Ish's ex in your house for whatever the reason? It, like, this has nothing to do with him. You literally said you would barely say hi or speak or anything like that. I don't know.
happened with one of y'all exes, there had to be a way that she finagled that to happen, right? And if she finagled that to happen, she probably was trying to finagle something else, right? Girlfriend of 9 years, but she didn't. She managed to tell you none of anything.
Possibility.
But she managed to tell you none of anything.
That's
so Joe is very consistent in what he's saying. Where's Joe moving the goalposts?
Because you said, please, you gonna let me answer you?
He said that she might have tricked.
Stop, Flip.
Okay.
You gonna let me answer you? This is a very simple concept.
And you did care because you brought up man years later. You don't speak to her, I don't speak to her, you brought it up. You care.
You are wrong.
That nigga cared.
You are mad wrong. Number one.
The nigga cared and he was damn near accusing me of something, implying some shit.
You told me I fucked your bitch. That's when that came out, nigga. You accused me of fucking your bitch.
Wait, I said that this part too.
And I never fucked the bitch.
I'm consistent in what I say. I said that this part.
He asked me a question I would love to answer.
I didn't ask you shit.
You just asked me how the bitch got to your house. You let her come in your house. She can't finagle you to come in the house that you pay the rent.
So you don't know. So you don't know how she got now. So you don't know how she got now. So you don't know how she got now.
No, you can't. Because guess
none of this sounds like thank you for not fucking my bitch of 9 years.
I don't give a fuck.
None of this sounds like that.
I'm not thanking you for that.
But you're welcome.
I'm not thanking you for that. I don't care if you.
But you're yelling at me for it.
Because you won't let me speak. You asked me a question and then you won't let me answer. You cut me off.
So see how he flipped that into like he needs to be thanked for not effing his ex-girlfriend. Meanwhile, he literally said that there'd be no way, or he's not about keeping company with any of his friends' exes or anything. Right? So now there's going to be this elaborate story on like how this girl ended up at his home, right? And they're going to get to the point, I guess, supposedly a kiss happened or something. Like, how'd that happen, right? And then Joe Budden said, well, I didn't meet her from you. Like, you think I met her. You know what I mean? He then keeps on, like, again, moving the goalposts like he does.
How are you speaking to your friend? Seriously. Look how he's speaking to his friend. Look how he's speaking to him.
No, but you're gaslighting.
Look how he's speaking to him.
But you're gaslighting, Joe.
That's right. No girl can walk in your house under no pretenses at all.
That's not true.
Dog, can I finish my fucking sentence?
All right.
No girl can walk in your house without under any pretenses without you turning the knob and opening the door. Number two, you allowed a person to come into your home. I wasn't talking to Joe and I wasn't talking to the girl. So the girl can't facilitate Joe hooking me back up with her if I don't speak to Joe.
Does she know you ain't speak to Joe?
Yes.
How if you wasn't talking to her?
Because me and Joe fell out before me and her fell out.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm just asking questions.
So again, me and Joe didn't talk for 6 years. Me and the girl were not speaking. So her objective to go.
Yeah, and I think this further proves that what Ish is trying to say, and that the fact that Joe Budden is a slime. You weren't even speaking to this nigga, and you had his ex at his house. So maybe you thought the friendship was over, but your intentions was that you didn't give a fuck that this was his ex because you weren't fucking with the nigga no more. Like why can't people just keep it honest and just say we weren't friends? I didn't give a fuck that was your ex at the time, and she came over. Like, that makes more sense than you trying to make an absolute statement about your character and some, I would never with any of my friends. Look, nigga wasn't your friend at the time. That makes more sense. Keep it that real. We weren't friends at the time, and for me, it's whatever after that.
To Joe's crib couldn't have been based around me. It could have been based around her wanting to fuck Joe. I never negated that.
Let me ask you another question.
Shoot.
Is it possible she might have thought you and Joe were cool?
Possible.
And could have went over there trying to finesse that back?
Possible.
I'm just asking.
Possible, yeah.
We got to put beyond a reasonable doubt.
No, I said possible.
Okay,
I'm not negating that.
Okay.
What I'm saying, of course, I never get the opportunity to finish my sentence.
Because none you saying matters.
Every time I make sense,
niggas have liked and loved lying, trifling chicks. Like, that's just the bottom line. So I don't even really understand this particular conversation. Whatever she said to get in the house clearly was some bullshit, nigga, because she had another plan. What are you talking about?
Who said? Nobody said anything.
What are you talking? Yes, it's a fact that you have to open the door to let somebody in a house.
Open to possibilities. Mm-hmm. You see how easily I'm open to the possibility? Again, I'm accepting that, but you are not accepting that you said something to the total.
Exactly. Ish was about to say he's not accepting. He said something to the total opposite of like what he's decided. Even if this girl has manipulated and used what she got to get in his house, that still has nothing to do with if what you're standing on is if what you're standing on is what you're standing on. Like, it has nothing to do with that. So even, I don't even know how people be friends with Joe Budden, to be completely honest with you, because you heard him say, oh, nothing you saying matters, right? Like, it's really hard to be friends with someone, like, who does not give a fuck about what you think and all the other stuff, especially if we're talking about something that affects me or has something to do with me, and your attitude is whatever the fuck I'm saying doesn't matter. We're not friends, to be completely honest. Now, I may say I don't give a fuck about what you think, and if it's something regarding like what I'm doing in my life, or I may not respect or want your opinion, like I can get that. But if we're talking about something, or I have that disposition about something I'm doing that affects you or is about you, then I'm a fucked up person. You should probably move around me. Like, that's fucked up, and that's how I feel about Joe Budden right now. He's fucked up. Like, oh, what you say doesn't matter. And I think you also see this played out when it came to Rory and Mal, because one of the things Mal said that he did not like was the fact that I have sat on this podcast with you for all these years, blood, sweat, and tears, and committed to building this up with you. And then when shit is going down, I didn't care what you thought, right? In terms of like how the situation was playing out between Joe Budden and Rory. He literally looked at Mal and was like, I didn't think I needed to, check in with you. I didn't think I needed to explain anything with you. I didn't think, like, basically saying I didn't think what you had to say mattered, right? And when you respect your partners, because again, he didn't look at them as partners. He looked at them as employees. But when you respect your coworkers and things are happening that may also affect them, you do check in. You do have conversations. And I think I continue to keep saying this, and I think we see this happening in the music industry with a lot of black men who are becoming like heads of labels in terms of like Diddy and all the other stuff, who may not have a lot of training on how to be like managers and be in position of power and leadership, right? And I think a lot of times, especially some black men in this manosphere and just blackosphere community, oh, black man equals leader, we leaders, that's automatically. As if though there's not as if though you don't have to possess some abilities and some qualities to be in that position, right? Like, you have to be a good communicator, right? Right? Like, you have to be a good communicator. You have to have some discipline within yourself, and that means discipline of not like being inappropriate with your employees, right? You have to be able to create healthy boundaries and stuff like that, and don't cross them and stuff like that. So I think that's something that for me it comes across where you start talking about like P. Diddy and all these other executives who are getting in trouble. They lack discipline and necessarily don't know what it is to be a leader. Working in corporate America, one thing I can say, you take a lot of policy and procedure trainings, and you sit through those and you get to understand what sexual harassment is, even if it's not your boss sexually harassing you, but even him sexually harassing or flirting or being in a relationship with your coworker, and you know about it. It's a form of sexual harassment, right? These are things that you learn in corporate America because you have to take the trainings. And I think in such loose settings sometimes that exist within the music industry and stuff like that, and even some of these like little smaller, like I'm my own businesses type of situations, that's not there. And so a lot of people don't know what's inappropriate. It could potentially, get you settling lawsuits outside of, court, Joe Budden.
Contrary, which is I wouldn't hold no conversations with y'all niggas bitches.
Now one day when she feel like telling you the truth, she could tell you what was said to her face. Which supports my point of I would look at y'all bitches like they are Martians if they tried that shit with me. Hey, whether I speak to you niggas or not.
You're dismissing my sentence.
Oh.
You're dismissing my sentence. your Joe's sentence in the summer was I would never even entertain none of y'all bitches. I wouldn't talk to y'all bitches. I would never da.
Opening the door like a hoop is not entertaining a bitch. That's what we did at the compound.
And maybe y'all couldn't hear, but off mic he just said smoking hookah with your bitches is not entertaining them. Where he just said if he seen E-Manny's girl at a bar, he wouldn't even barely speak or say hi. Like Someone at your house and smoking hookah is way past seeing at a bar and saying hi. How you doing? How's the kids? Like, that's way deeper.
Sometimes people can use tactics to get your crib too, Ish.
Of course.
Who said that? Who said that's not true? Who said that's not true? Y'all niggas are saying something that I'm not saying.
You're
I
just
don't
saying
care if the bitch went over there and attempted to pull Joe's drawers off. Who said that that's not a possibility?
You're just saying that the fact that he had the...
I'm saying that Joe did something that he starkly says he does not do. That's the fucking point.
Ish, that's your point, right? If he's saying he don't entertain, what's your definition of entertain? Because it sounds like he has a different definition of entertain.
Joe said he won't hold the conversation with our bitches. Am I wrong, Ice?
He said it.
Am I wrong, Ice? So when you open the fucking door and you light up a hookah, you are having a conversation with a bitch.
Brightest people I know.
Bruh,
Don't start losing context now.
You can't.
I'm not. You just need to keep up. I have conversations with all of y'all old bitches still to this day. That's not what the fuck we were saying.
That wasn't.
I would not be having a conversation trying to pop your old bitch.
Look at the new.
Nor would I dignify she was trying to pop. You talk about a fucking hookah with your sensitive ass. Shut your fucking ass.
Far from sensitive, nigga. I don't give a fuck about these bitches.
You asked me 10 years later, nigga. Shut the fuck up.
Like you did with your bitch.
Yeah, that was a lot. As you can see, Joe Budden went off and started screaming. I think he started banging on shit and stuff like that. I totally agree with Ish. Like, just be consistent. If you say you're not going to do something, you're not about something, just stand on that. So that way you're not, seeming as though it's really... I can do whatever, you can't, and you know what I mean, and I can't be called out because I'm just gonna move the goalposts all around the place. Like I said, I would have respected, me personally, would have made more sense, and I would have understood and been like, yeah, that makes sense. We weren't friends. Shorty hit me up. I was feeling how I felt about you. Didn't know 6 years is a long time not to be friends with somebody, right? And I didn't see nothing wrong with it because I wasn't fucking with you no more, right? So that is not the same thing as like someone, stop dating somebody and then you quickly get with them. Like, that's not that. But like I said, they weren't friends. He should just kept it real like that. And this, like, it didn't have to devolve all into this. Like, yo, and just let people know, like, yo, once we not friends, if y'all may have dated something I wanted back in the day, or when I was around you and seen around you, and we ain't talked in forever, I don't feel like there's a problem with me keeping company with them. And nobody can be mad at you, but just know what it is, that's where you stand at, like, when you're not friends. I don't know. I feel like sometimes people make it more complicated than what it is. But we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Y'all know how we do here. We keep it bougie as F, posh as F, black as F. We keep being blessed as F. And y'all be black, y'all. And I am out. Kiss, 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 kiss. And bye.